Hello and welcome to another video. Today, you guys, you saw me work on the sketch yesterday, which means today we're working on the line art. Honestly, I'm thinking that maybe tomorrow I'll show you guys the finished art piece with markers, but I don't know yet. I probably will. I'm just trying to keep the videos for this week a little bit simple, but yeah, today we're doing the line art. I was thinking about making it another real-time video, but there was a lot of people, not a lot of people, but there were people in my house, and so it was pretty kind of loud, so I was like, I can't really do that. So we're just gonna have to talk about it instead, you guys. I struggled a little bit with this. It's very small. Initially when I sketched it out, it wasn't very small. It was on like a square sort of layout on my iPad, but it was the size of the screen of my iPad, and I could make it bigger if I wanted. And then I made it smaller, and I also made it lighter when I printed it out on this sheet of sticker paper, so it's actually very hard for me to see. It was a little bit easier because I did have the light on for the video, so it was a little bit easier to see, but it was still actually kind of hard to see. And the way I had the camera, I couldn't really shove my head into the paper like I usually do when I do line art, so I kind of struggled with it a little bit. I do think that in the end I messed up fucking Kira's face, but it's fine. I finished it up, and I'm like, it looks good, you guys. I think it looks okay. I think it looks passable. Like, if you're looking at it, as long as you're not looking at it for like 10-15 minutes, I'm gonna do, which most people don't. They're just gonna look at it for like 10 seconds. It looks good, you know what I mean? So yeah, I started off inking this with my normal high-tech C pen in 0.3, just because you guys know that's my favorite. I don't really use it too much for lining. I mostly just use it when I do sketching in pen, but I decided I was going to use it to line just because this piece is sort of kind of very small. Normally what I use to ink traditionally is a Pilot G2, and the smallest size I have for that one is a 0.38, which is a little bit bigger than a 0.3. It's closer to 4 than 3, so it actually is kind of noticeable, the line art for it, but I decided that I was just going to go for it with the high-tech C. And I don't hate the way the lines look with the high-tech C. I just feel like they look a little bit thin, and I have trouble doing like line variation. I usually save the line variation for the end, which is the same thing I do for this piece also. But until you start doing that, it seems sort of kind of flat, which I didn't really like. I lined it all just with like I said, just like the flat lines first, I guess you could say. Just like trying to get it done in a way that I liked. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, this really needs a little bit more dimension. It truly did, because like I said, it was looking kind of flat, which is like weird to say because it's like line art, but whatever. So yeah, I kind of had to fudge it on some certain things, and I had to go ahead and line things that weren't actually there, like her hands. I didn't actually draw her hands beforehand. I was sketching them yesterday, and you guys already know this. I sketched them yesterday, and I got to the point where I had like the base down, and I hadn't drawn the fingers, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it when I do the line art. And so I just did it when I did the line art, and it wasn't even exactly that hard, you guys. It wasn't actually hard at all. I knew what the kind of look I wanted, and I already had like the basic shape down with the hands when I did those boxes for them yesterday, so it wasn't too terribly hard. Some would argue that maybe they're not the best hands, but I would say that they're passable, and that's all that matters. So yeah, I went ahead and lined Kira. When I was doing Nick, I didn't really struggle with Nick too much. I just think that maybe I made his shirt maybe just a little bit too fluffy and voluminous looking. It's just supposed to be like a normal collared shirt with the sleeves kind of pushed up, I guess, or they've just slid down according to the photo from yesterday that this is based off. I think that they've just like slid down a little bit from where they were supposed to be around the guy's wrists, but I think his shirt looks way too fluffy here. It looks kind of like a pirate shirt kind of, which is not my intention, but it's okay. Sometimes our shirts are kind of puffy, and that's all right. And I really wanted to like add the wrinkles to the shirt. I've been trying to get better at adding wrinkles to clothes. I'm not very good at it, but I did have a lot of fun adding the wrinkles and just making it look like it had some sort of volume. I feel like normally when I draw clothes, they look very not full, if that makes sense. Like, they don't really look like clothes because, as you know, a lot of fabric has, volume and stuff. It folds over itself and it takes up space, and I feel like whenever I draw clothes, it doesn't really look like that. It just looks like so very I don't know, like I guess the word is flat and not very voluminous. And so I had fun doing his shirt. his sleeve, especially his, I guess it's his right sleeve, but it's the left sleeve from where we're looking at it. So I feel like his left sleeve turned out pretty good. His right sleeve, I don't know if I like that much, but honestly, most of it's behind Kira, so I think it turned out fine. And I think his face turned out fine too when I inked his face. I was not entirely satisfied with his face initially, in the sketch, and I inked it anyway, and it actually turned out pretty okay. Usually when I don't like the sketch and I ink it anyway, I don't like it at all. But it was actually not that bad this time. Yeah. So overall, I think this line art came out pretty good. I don't hate it, and I'm actually looking forward to coloring it. I haven't colored it yet, but I was thinking that maybe I wanted to do it in black and white to make it look like a comic sort of style, but I was like, I kind of want to do it in color because I'm just going to stick this in my sketchbook. It is on sticker paper. I think I did mention that. I printed it out on sticker paper just because, you guys, now that I have sticker paper, I'm not making one-off drawings anymore. I'm sticking all my shit in my sketchbook. I actually don't really like one-off drawings, like leaf drawings, because I don't actually really like having a binder with all my finished artwork. I like to prefer to have it all in a book. I guess a binder is a sort of book, but I prefer it all to be in my sketchbooks, honestly. So I'm just gonna stick it in there. It's gonna be so satisfying when I do it too. So yeah, the sticker paper. I'm looking forward to coloring this. Like I said, I do like the way that the sticker paper looks, like tomorrow's look on sticker paper. I'm just trying to figure out a way that I'm gonna do Kira's lace. Like I said, that top half of the skirt is of her dress. Sorry, not the skirt of the dress is lace, and I'm like fucking kicking myself thinking about how to come up with that. But we'll come to that tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, now I've used actually a different pen to add in the shadows, I guess, or doing like the line variation for the inks here. I switched to the Pilot V5, just cause it was the only other pen I had on the fly, like literally next to me on the desk, that was a bit thicker. I had a Pilot G2, but it was in a different color, so it was not gonna work. It was the only black pen I had nearby, so I was just using that to add some sort of line thickness in places where I felt like it would have it. And then after I did that, I was like, it still looks kind of flat, so I was doing like the outer edge of Nick on his right side, and I was like, I guess I could just put a black outline around the whole thing. It's been a long time since I've done that. I used to do that a long time ago just because, I don't know, it felt a little bit more graphic, I guess. Like the person was like cut out, like they were kind of like a sticker, like they were cut out and put onto the background kind of. And so I just did that, and you know what, I like the way it looked a lot. I said it has been a while since I've done that sort of thing. I don't know why. I guess I don't really do finished illustrations anymore, and now when I do them, I guess I'm not really just thinking about it. And also adding an outline around the whole outer edge of it takes a little bit more time, but this is pretty small, so it didn't take me very long. But yeah, you guys, I think I actually like this piece a lot. I've already cut it down to sizes, and so now all I really need to do is color it, and I'm hoping the coloring comes out well. I hope I don't fuck it up because it will make me cry, because I'm actually liking the way this one is coming out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and let you guys see it tomorrow, just so that way you're not left off on a cliffhanger before I go on my break. So yeah, that's the end of the video here, you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will go ahead and see you in the next one. Bye!